1075, The Game Podcasting, is sponsored by Modern Exterminating, a family-oriented company. Professional, honest, and dependable pest control solutions. We're your one-stop shop for all pests.
It's not that they lost game two. It's that they lost game two in that fashion. And they were so close, so close.
Yeah, and it feels like, again, the momentum just shifted from there. And obviously saw UCLA dominate the game on Sunday to wrap up the series. And there is something to be said as well for experience this deep into the tournament. And I believe Quincy Lilo, the leadoff, who was at Oklahoma prior to coming here, was the only one that has ever experienced a super regional before, as opposed to UCLA, who's been to 3 of the last 4 Women's College World Series. Like, all those girls on that team, outside of the freshmen, I guess, are experienced with these deep runs going into the tournament.
2 major pieces for Gamecock baseball have made it the declarations that they are coming back. That is KJ Scobie and Bo Hollins.
Yes.
They have made it clear. First and third base, cornerstones of the team, young players have made it very clear that they are coming back to this team. Why is that important? Because after the reporting that was done last week, the conversation that we had going into Thursday and Friday, you probably would have assumed nobody was coming back. You typically have one of these formats that you favor more, right?
Typically, yes.
You have more. What's your preferred?
I'm always going to go NASCAR.
You go NASCAR.
IndyCar's not far behind.
Jen?
You know, that's where I am. I mean, I grew up with the IndyCar, so I still love that, but I've gotten to where I just really enjoy NASCAR too. So, yeah, I'm probably a little closer.
The Indy 500, though, is recognized as the biggest racing event on the face of the earth. Last year, the rain kind of delayed the start of the Indy 500, and it pushed into the start of the Coke 600. I finished watching the Indy 500 before I switched over to the Coke 600 because it is that big of a deal. So even if NASCAR is your first love as a motorsport, you still probably would prefer the Indy 500 over any event.
Trick Williams just won the TNA World title at NXT Battleground.
Yes.
What does that mean?
He defeated Joe Hendry on Sunday at Battleground, which is a premium live event for NXT. Now, TNA is a different promotion.
See, this is where I got confused.
So
this is where I'm getting confused.
TNA is its own thing, total nonstop action, wrestling, Impact. They have their own show on a different network. There you go.
And with the trick shot.
And a little over a year ago, the WWE entered an agreement with them. Now, WWE is not owning TNA.
Ooh,
but
like the SEC and Big Ten?
Kinda.
Okay.
Now, TNA is kind of seen as the same level as NXT, where it's a little bit under the main roster of WWE, so they're kind of on a similar playing field. And they've had this cool crossover for about the past year or so, where they appear on each other's shows, they do joint events, joint, pay-per-view type of things. And he was in the position to challenge for the world championship and won it. So he is a multi-time world champion across 2 different promotions now. So now he will appear more on that show in addition to NXT. So it's getting him out there in front of more people.